Hey everybody, Ken Hendricks from Home Instead Senior Care here, and today our guest is Beth Hamilton. Beth is a regional manager for the Alzheimer's Association in northeastern New Mexico. I've been working with Beth for a while now, and I have to say that I really admire her heart for the people she works on behalf of. She is passionate about both raising awareness around Alzheimer's and dementia, as well as doing all that she can to minimize the impact of the disease on those living with it and those caring for loved ones. I also have to say that I've come to see Beth as a great friend. We have a great time every time we hang out together, and she's one of those special types of people that you can get serious work accomplished with her, but you can also have fun while you're doing it. So, without further ado, welcome, Beth. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Ken. That was a really nice introduction.
So now I know that the association is committed as ever to the cause of Alzheimer's, raising awareness and providing support to families in our state. How has the dynamic of what you all do changed with COVID-19 and social distancing?
It's changed quite a bit, but I want to say that what's been impressive to me is that our services have never been interrupted. But I liked the first session that you did on these I call them coffee talks, these talks, but your chats about pivoting. And then we added persevering. So we're pivoting and persevering. We've been pivoting. How can we still serve people safely? How can we make certain that our constituents are safe and they still get what they need? And so nothing has stopped. We've pivoted to online classes. We've even kind of expanded what we're offering folks by collaborating better with our regional partners. New Mexico, I believe, has done a tremendous job in offering things. A couple of them that I really liked. One was called Caring for the Caregiver, stress busting techniques during COVID-19. And then we had telemedicine and COVID-19 that was put on by the Southwest Center on Aging. We've had a number of those sessions, and those have kind of organically sprouted up out of necessity, which I thought was wonderful to see. But now our constituents have the opportunity to take classes from a very large area. So we may have someone from Wyoming participating in some of our classes, and some people from New Mexico may be participating in Wyoming classes. And that's something that I was hungry to see, and I'm really glad to see that it's happened. And I feel like we've been guided very strongly by Harry Johns, our CEO. I mentioned to some of my folks on the WAC committee, you being one of them, he immediately took a salary reduction. He took his salary down to $1 a year. All of the folks up at the top in Chicago took half a 50% salary reduction. And what that showed me was great faith in the organization by the top. They have led with integrity and a vision, and I've been pretty impressed and excited by it. One of the things that's come out of this is the motto, Alzheimer's doesn't stop and neither do we.
Yeah, I
We
like
envision
that.
Alzheimer's and all dementias, and together we can end it. And so even when we're apart, we can come together. And I think that's been a pretty profound shift when you talk about pivoting. Just like, how can we come together more? And I feel like it's really happening every day. I've been very excited about that.
It is pretty amazing. Like that is one of the silver linings that I've noticed as well with this whole, social distancing and us having to use technology in a new way to connect and continue working. I've noticed that it does kind of open the door for people to get involved from any distance. Distance doesn't really matter so much when we're using these types of tools. And also, you mentioned the financial impact. I know that's a really big deal for all nonprofits right now, and because fundraising is a
Yes.
real challenge because it's traditionally depended upon our ability to hold events and gatherings where we get people together physically. But speaking of that, in the meantime, until we can get back to having events in person, how can people continue to support the association and the good work you all are doing?
Thanks for that question. It has been a challenge. We lost about 30% of our workforce nationwide. So yeah, we definitely have to look at things differently. We're still engaged with the longest day event on June 20th, which is a 24-hour event that honors how caregivers spend every single day taking care of the person living with the disease. And there's fundraisers attached to that. I have a few of them that I really like. One is doing a marathon kind of riding your bike or hiking that day, and getting people to fund you. So the longest day
Right.
is one way. The other way, the bigger way, is the Walk to End Alzheimer's event. It's currently scheduled for August 22nd in Santa Fe. We believe that it will end up being a virtual walk, but we're prepared for either way of those walks. And the walk is one of the most powerful ways that we mobilize global research and awareness of the disease. I mean, we're trying to find a treatment, a cure, or prevention for that disease. The walk raises global awareness, it drives risk reduction, and it supports all of our programs and services to take care of people.
So we at Homestead, we count it a privilege to be involved in the work that you all are doing and be part of the Walk to End Alzheimer's Planning Committee for all these years now. And we also have another fun event, speaking of fundraising, coming up with its own type of contingency plan if we're not able to get together in person. And that's the Don't Forget to Laugh Comedy Night. And so we had a great time last year. That was the first year that you and I were able to do this event together. What were some of your memories of last year's event?
At the end of that event last year, my cheeks hurt for a day because I laughed so hard. It felt so good to bring caregivers into the room to laugh that evening.
Yeah.
And it felt like there was a release in the room. I thought that I liked the local comedy. I thought it was a good way for people to come out, support the cause, but also to feel really good about coming together as folks who care about our mission, which is ending Alzheimer's and all dementias. And it was powerful, in my opinion. I can't wait for it this year. I'm looking forward to it.
It was a great time. I remember feeling like when I left that night too, like we had had some really cool. I felt like our relationship. I mean, when you get together with someone and you have a good time laughing like that, you and I hadn't been hanging out too long before that last
Mm-hmm.
event, and I really felt like I got to know you more as well. So I am looking forward to this year's, whether we do it online or in person. But in addition to that, there's one more thing that I wanted to mention. You had said something about some work that you all are doing around different policies for those living with dementia and caring for loved ones. Can you tell us about that?
We do have a policy arm within the Alzheimer's Association. It's just really powerful, and it's how most of the work that we do gets funded or gets supported throughout the nation and the world, actually. But we know that 2 million people or more live in long-term care communities, and that the impact of COVID-19 has been very, very profound on those communities. And so there's some policy solutions that the Alzheimer's Association's come up with to address the growing issues in care communities as a result of COVID-19. So we're sounding the alarm to address this crisis. The important guidance urges lawmakers to address evolving issues impacting long-term care communities. Because nursing homes and assisted living communities are on the front lines, we feel like the nation hasn't done enough and that we have a role to play with that. So we have outlined policy solutions to enhance testing in community settings, implement necessary reporting, develop protocols to respond to arising cases, and ensure care communities have the necessary equipment like PPEs that they need. They need to be equipped with all the things that they need to stay safe, and work on improving reporting mechanisms. So that's just a few things that we're doing. I'm pretty humbled by some of the policy work that's done. Yeah, I think it's super important that we work on policies to protect our seniors in assisted living communities.
Absolutely. That's very, very important right now. They are on the front lines in those communities.
Yeah.
I want to ask as well, like if there's anywhere that we can send people today, if they're moved to support the association, where would we send them so that they could make a donation and find out more about what you all are doing?
Well, the first place to start is alz.org, and that's the national website, so they can donate there. They can also go on to Walk to End Alzheimer's, find the walk in your area and join a team. You could join my team, Team Beth Hamilton, and make a donation, or you could start your own team, or just enroll as a participant and start doing fundraising. Those are really powerful ways. Other things people could do that are really powerful if they don't have the financial means to donate is to become a volunteer with us. Maybe you can only donate that one day a year to come out for the walk. We would
Mhm.
welcome that.
Well, thank you so much, Beth. That's all fantastic information. I really appreciate you taking the time to visit with me this morning, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken. You have a good day too.
For over 25 years, Home Instead has helped seniors stay home. Now, staying home isn't just staying in the place they love. It's staying safe. Home Instead. To us, it's personal.